Hey there, we are getting started on our debt-free life for business. And so we're just waiting for Mr. Steve Devine to join us. Oh, here he is. And I'm going to share this screen and we will be rocking. Hey there, Mr. Steve. All right, he's just connecting. While he's doing that, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Betsy Barr, and I'm based in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'm a broker with Symmetry Financial Group. And I love to focus on debt-free life. That is my particular passion, just helping families get out of debt and prepare for retirement. And then also now working with businesses. And so that's what today's webinar is going to be about. I'll go ahead and let Steve start introducing himself, and I'm going to try and get this pushed to Facebook correctly. So, Steve, take it away. Oh, Steve, we can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Is this any better, Betsy?
There we go. We made it.
Okay, we're back. Again, I'm Steve Devine. Thank you very much, Betsy. I'm excited to be doing this. I love what you're doing, and I love the Debt-Free Life program, and it's so exciting to hear all the families with all their success stories and stuff. So I'm just ready to get going with you and stuff on this. So from a business solutions.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So there's three phases of money. There's the maximization of that money. We try to make the most out of every dollar we have. There's the accumulation, where we try to use every dollar twice, which is a nice thing. And then at the end, at some point along that line, there's the distribution. We enjoy a free retirement, which is what hopefully all of us are looking to do. Yes.
All right.
So from that standpoint, you on to the next one, Betsy? There we go. I got it.
Okay.
There we go. Did it click?
Oh, mine. Okay. We're technical difficulties. All right, you ready for the next one?
I am ready.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry, man. There you go.
We're good. Okay, so a bank is actually a business. There's cash purchases through there, where we give up the opportunity to make money on that cash we've saved. That's what banks do. And then there's financing purchases. We pay interest to someone else, typically a bank, for the use of their money. So that's kind of how the bank's really working. Mm-hmm. And so from our standpoint, we may want to change that. You know, a bank is a business. How would you like to actually be your own bank? Have you thought about it? Is it an option? Sure it is. Here's another example for you. Say you have $10,000 in the bank. The bank may give you maybe 1% on the interest on that on a good day.
On a really good day.
Guys, really good day. However, say you walk into the bank the next day and you borrow $10,000. What's your interest rate going to be? Is it going to be 1%? No.
Whoa, higher.
2, 6, 12, 15, 29. I don't know, but it's going to be a lot higher than that 1%. So that bank is actually utilizing your money, which we're going to talk about a little bit here in a second, in a different way than you are. And it's a very powerful way they do it. And that's something that we like to get people to educate them on, so they may consider doing it for themselves.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So does anyone really know how banks leverage cash flow? Here's a little bit about what they do. We put our money in. So you put $100 in there or $1 in there. You're going to get 1% on that money they're going to give you back on just for them to hold it for you. Real nice of them. They're going to go out and use that $1 of yours in 7 different ways.
Yeah.
They could give that out to somebody else as a car loan, as a mortgage loan, as a personal loan, as a vehicle loan, whatever. They're going to utilize that dollar to be 7 different dollars, and they can utilize that in different percentages. So it could be 2%, 5%, 19%, 15%, whatever. They're going to spit that out to get that interest back to them and stuff. So that's really how they leverage their cash flow, which is, a good system for them.
They're making a lot from that, aren't they, Steve?
I would say so, Betsy.
I mean, it's their business. All right. That's legit.
Correct. Good point.
Yeah. So here, just kind of, we like to share a little bit about that just to kind of make sure everyone knows, hey, this is what banks are doing. And then, because essentially what we do with Debt Free Life is we make it to where the Debt Free Life product, you make that your own bank. All right. And so it's this, what is Debt Free Life? It's this specialized product, and it maximizes resources so that you can pay off debt. You're going to be able to prepare for emergencies. And then when you're thinking about, hey, what do I want to do for my future? Not just what you kind of need to have for your future, but you're also going to be able to get what you want to have in your future. And so for a business, so many different ways that you can use this to expand, to grow, to be able to leave a legacy for your family. So what we want to do here real quick is just show you an example of a business that has used Debt Free Life, what it did for them. And then you can see there might be some similarities or differences for your particular business. So here we've got Brian. All right. He is a 50-year-old small business owner. All right. So he's doing pretty well on the day-to-day, but he's wanting to grow his business more, but he's not able to because of debt that he's carrying. Cash flow that might not be as high as he would like it to be. Different taxes that he has to pay. And then as he's thinking about, where can I put my money to where it's going to work for me? He doesn't have a lot of flexibility in maybe how much he could contribute and then access to that. So those kind of all go together in hindering the growth of Brian's business. All right, so debt is kind of the crux of it all. So here is Brian's current debt situation. And so you may look at this and say, well, my business has a whole lot more debt. Okay, your business might have a whole lot lower amount of debt. The great thing about Debt Free Life is it's okay. Whatever your situation is, however much debt you have, we can help you. I remember one time, Steve, I was working with someone and they had so much debt. And I was like, oh no, are we really going to be able to help them? And then we did. And it was, I jumped out of my chair and I was like, yes, when we ran it through. When we ran it through the software. So, whatever the situation is, we will be able to help. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked there. So here is Brian's current debt situation. Different types of equipment loans, cars, vehicles, construction loans, a different line of credit. Now, of course, all of these are going to have different times. Some will be paid off sooner than others. They all have different interest rates. So this is just kind of a brief snapshot here. But if you were to ask Brian, hey, if you add up all your debts, how much do you owe? And then Brian would say about 2.1 million. All right. And so if we look at it, out of his whatever cash he has, he's got to pay $26,286 every month toward his debt. All right. And so, that's a lot of money going towards debt. And he's got a plan to pay it off. He should have it paid off in 30 years, but he'll be 80 by then. He wants to retire. He wants to, be able to enjoy the rest of his, life. He doesn't want to be working till he's 80 because he's still paying off debt. So what we do with Debt Free Life is, like with Brian, we just kind of sit down. We say, hey, what's the situation that you're in? Let's kind of explain a little bit about Debt Free Life. And then all we say is, hey, it's no cost, no commitment, just to show you what a Debt Free Life plan would look like for you. And so Brian said, all right, just show me, I'll see if it's worth my while. And so here's what we got, Steve. So for Brian, instead of getting out of debt in 30 years, he's going to get out of debt in 6.4 years.
Awesome.
So that's pretty sweet right there.
Yes.
And then, of course, now the 2.1 million in debt, that's not including any interest that he would have had to pay over those 30 years. I mean, that's, so, so much more interest that he would have to pay. But now he's going to save $270,000 and $8 in interest. And now here's what the neat part is here, Steve, is So over the 20, okay, so it wasn't 30 years. He would be in debt for 28 years. Okay. So the reason it has 10 million in liquidity over 28 years is because instead of paying that 26,000 a month for 28 years, he's only got to pay that for 6.4 years.
Right.
So then after that, all of the money that he was putting towards debt can go towards the liquidity in his business or whatever else he wants it to be. That's 312,000 a year that he can choose where it goes, because it's not having to go back to lenders. It's not having to go to somebody else. Right. It's going to him.
Wow. And that's the flexibility, which is awesome.
Yes.
And powerful.
So it's his choice over what it does. And so, you know, now if he's out of debt when he's 56, you know, he's not worried about retirement. You know, his business can just grow and can, you know, earn a lot more in equity, and he could sell it, or he could, you know, just pay someone to manage it. I mean, he's got all kinds of options that he can choose to do. So this was Brian's particular situation. And so whatever your particular business might be, you might be looking at whatever debt that is. We could show you, hey, here's a way that you could pay it off sooner, save a bunch in interest, and also increase the amount of liquidity and cash flow that you have in your business.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Great stuff. I love it. Okay. So how do we harness the power of the Debt-Free Life business solutions? Really, there's lots of different ways we can do this. These are some of them. Succession planning would be nice. Equipment financing. You know, how would you like to, in 3 or 4 years or whatever, maybe buy a new piece of equipment that you finance yourself?
Yeah. Just bypass a regular loan. Just go take it from the bank. I love it.
That would be great. There's very flexible premiums, which people definitely like. You know, in certain times they may need a little more flexibility, and they have that, which is great. There's flexible loan repayments. I don't know if everyone has flexible loan repayments right now with a lot of stuff they're doing, with, whether that's through the bank and stuff, but these are very flexible loan repayments, which people, again, in certain times, it's definitely a bonus.
Oh, for sure. Especially, I mean, think about it now during the pandemic when people are more strapped for cash, especially a lot of smaller businesses. You know, just having flexibility over your money, having that control, you know, what could that mean for your business? You know, that's what we like to ask people, you know, what could this mean? What would be the positive benefits that you would get? And, you know, let's make that happen. Let's make it a reality.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, there's other business solutions as well, too. Tax savings, which people are definitely looking for those as well.
Oh, yeah.
And just the peace of mind, or whatever you want to say, of actually paying off your debt, what that does for you as a business, how that frees you up mentally. is something.
I know. For me, that's always been the biggest one, is peace of mind about the future. Like, okay, like we have this peace of mind knowing financially we're good. So.
And that goes a long way with mental health and just overall ability of your business to actually flourish.
For sure.
You know, from that standpoint. So, growing the empires through the strategies of the wealthy. These programs have been around for a long time.
Yes.
Here's some very successful people you may have heard of, I'd say. And they actually used this program to actually start or finance their businesses. Walt Disney, he was turned down from traditional financing, went to a bank, and they said no. What Walt Disney did is he went and got a loan from his own bank himself to finance his park. Very, very powerful. Doris Christopher borrowed money from her own bank to start her own company. She didn't have to go get outside funding for that and stuff. Ray Kroc, McDonald's, kind of a big name. He used 2 different loans against his bank to create McDonald's.
And when you say bank, Steve, you know, you're meaning the Debt-Free Life product. You know, we call that, it becomes your own bank. You know, you're not going to your brick and mortar bank.
Correct. Very good. Your bank is your debt-free life program that you own, control, and have participation in and everything. So absolutely. And then J.C. Penney as well too. You know, used his bank, his debt-free life type program, to save his department stores and thousands of people's jobs, which is amazing. So there's lots of different ways these programs are used by different people.
Yeah. You know, sure. So it's not just something, you know, that we hope will work or maybe possibly, like, we know that this is going to work. People have been using this for over 200 years, and it's just been mainly people that are super wealthy. So now, you know, those of us that are not super wealthy, we get to gain the benefit of it, and you know, just make a big difference in the financial future of our families, of our businesses, and you know, I think that's pretty cool that we can just kind of make it available to more people, which is what I get excited about. And so anyways, we just wanted to kind of share this briefly with you today. So your next steps would just be reach out to us. We'll have our contact information on this next slide. And so what does that look like? That first conversation is very much just kind of getting to know you, getting to know your situation. There's no cost, no commitment, just to have that conversation. We'll share with you more about Debt-Free Life, kind of more in depth. Then you say, okay, hey, here's our situation. This is the different needs that we have, the different resources that we're using. Are there different ways that we could maximize that to help our business in the future? And so then from there, you would say, hey, I would like to see my Debt-Free Life plan. And so, or not, and then that's okay. We're just here to kind of have that initial conversation. And so again, no cost, no commitment, just a conversation to see if this would be something that could be of benefit to you. And so if you'd like to do that, our calendar link is calendly.com/debtfreeknox. You can also find out more about Debt-Free Life at our website, debtfreeknox.com. And there's links to connect with us there as well. And so anyways, thanks so much for joining us today. And we hope that this is something that can be of benefit to you and to your business as you serve in your community. So Steve, do you have anything else?
No, thank you, Betsy. This was awesome. And we're here to help. And we look forward to talking to you in the near future.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today, Steve. I really appreciate it. It was fun to do this.
It was awesome.
All right. See you guys.
Bye-bye.